Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and today I thought I would talk about finding drawing interests, finding things that inspire you, trying to figure out what to draw if you're looking for some unique ideas, some new ideas, if you're just sort of feeling like you're in a creative rut or having artist block or constantly feeling like you're just not hitting those notes that you want to hit when it comes to creativity, but you want to draw and you want to do things. So I'm just grabbing pens. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do it with enthusiasm. So when it comes to sort of figuring out what it is you want to draw, there are a few ways to go about it. For me, I have filled dozens and dozens and dozens of sketchbooks, and looking at all that information and tallying up my favorite drawing things, it was easy for me to realize I love portraits and I love animals. Sometimes I have combined the two in a few different drawing challenges. But I hear this a lot, I get asked this a lot, people want to chat with me about it, like just trying to figure out what to draw, just like sitting there with a blank page and you don't know what to create, you don't know what to draw. There are many ways you can look at it. If you are new to drawing, or you're picking it up again after a long time, or you're just not sure, or you've been drawing for a while and things are starting to feel stagnant and you've kind of lost that spark that really just gets you fired up and going. This is just a Pilot Pen G2. I've grabbed the Fudabiori. This is a Zig. This is like cobalt blue. I hardly ever use this, which is why I grabbed it. I'm not big on felt ink, but I do want to cycle through all my products and use all the things, especially in this planner where I'm just doodling and having fun and experimenting and trying to be creative. So ways and how to find things to draw. Prompt lists for drawing challenges, and I have that in my Instagram. I also have a playlist I can link that is monthly drawing challenges. I mean, Wikipedia has a page of some of the drawing challenges. Over time, some do end, some new ones start up, some things gain more traction, some things sort of fizzle, but that is a great way to sort of figure out and get inspired for ideas. I have never once been inspired by Christmas themed things at Christmas time. So it doesn't always work. Like, there are exceptions to every rule. There are things that you will just have staunch opinions on. But it could be a spark. It could be that one thing that gives you an idea, that sparks an idea, that so on and so forth, that continues on up to the actual thing you want to draw. So don't completely discount drawing challenges and drawing prompts. Even if you have no interest in drawing every single day for an entire month, if that is too stressful, if that doesn't fit your lifestyle, if that's just not what you're interested in, still take a look at some of those prompt ideas. Some of them are very well thought out and curated and very clever, and some are kind of funny, and it can just, you never know what's going to sort of give you that idea. Another way to sort of look at creativity when it comes to drawing and figuring out what it is you want to draw is look at all the hobbies you have already. The hobbies or the interests you have. Do you like listening to music? Expand on that. You can listen to certain music and draw what you hear. You can redesign album covers to any theme or interest you desire. There are so many different ways you can take famous band members and draw them and create with them for figure drawing studies or original characters. Take the things you already really love and expand on that. Expand. So look at the things you enjoy doing. If you enjoy gardening, maybe more botany art, getting into watercoloring flowers or colored pencil leaves or some things like that. There are some beautiful shaped leaves and plants that exist in the world that are very, very unique. Look at your hobbies. Do you like to read? Redesigning book covers that you think could be a better design. Redrawing those, recreating those. Drawing the characters that you're reading about. Take anything that you already have, and if you are interested in a fandom, Harry Potter, Doctor Who, anything that already has sort of an established fan base, a really popular TV show going on, where you live, or just in a genre you enjoy. And from there you can expand and create art and create scenes and sort of try and figure that out into something you really, really enjoy, of landscapes or perspective. There's so many things you can do with that, with TV shows, and there's already a fan base built in. So if you decide to post some of your stuff publicly, it could get more traction and a little, you know, you can find more fans. You can find your people that way. Food. Food is one of those things where it is a universal, everybody eats. If you enjoy baking, if you enjoy cooking, if you are interested in different ingredients, locally sourced things you grow yourself, drawing, you know, still life with fruit, drawing food can be a ton of fun. And since everybody eats and everybody has a favorite dish, you can think about your favorite dessert, your favorite ice cream flavor, your favorite thing to bake, like your favorite dinner you've ever had. You know, maybe it was a meal you had at a special occasion that was important to you, what you ate at your wedding, like drawing food. Everybody can resonate with that. That is something that translates. Everybody eats food. It could be liquids. Doesn't have to be solids. But food can be something really, really fun. And then from there you can maybe expand into dishes or table settings or whatever you want to create from there. Looking at cookbooks. Cookbooks have really, really good plated designs that they have photographed for the cookbook. Those are really, really great still lifes to draw from. When it comes to your job, think about things in your job that could be redesigned a little better. Maybe a mascot for your office. Maybe just office supplies. Maybe it's just the things on your desk that sit there. Just draw what's in front of you. You don't have to think outside the box. You do not have to reinvent the wheel. The whole purpose of this is just putting something to paper and just drawing. Like, it doesn't have to make sense. Do you see what I'm saying? It can be wild and out of control, and it's still you creating and having fun and spicing it up and doing things differently. Just think about the things you love. Think about thoughts and feelings. Maybe you don't want to put to paper things that are realistic. Maybe it's just working through some stress or anxiety, and you want to figure out a way to encapsulate that into some art for art therapy or just stress relief, and just putting that on the page. That can very much be a thing that you do. And that doesn't have to look like anything. It is your interpretation. It is how you feel, and you will feel better for it in the end. Dreams. Dreams is a tough one. I had a dream last night. We owned a Black Panther. So maybe I'll try and incorporate that tomorrow into an illustration. But it was really random. So a lot of people don't remember what they dream, and that is okay. If you are someone that does or has vivid dreams and doesn't know what to do with them, or thinks they're really weird and interesting, maybe the lighting is strange, the subject matter is bizarre, consider illustrating some of your dreams. And it doesn't have to be finalized portrait sketches that are professional when I talk about this stuff. It can be simple little thumbnail sketch doodles, 2" by 2", 5 centimeter by 5 centimeter in pencil rough sketches. It doesn't have to be anything that is, I'm not talking about oil paintings on canvas here. I'm just talking about grabbing some supplies and just sitting down and just sketching for a bit and just having a time and putting some thoughts down and coming up with something maybe funny, something unique. Maybe it's a conversation you had with somebody else that you thought would be really, really funny illustrated. Think about your five senses. Touch, see, hear, smell, taste. And incorporating those and the interests with those into illustrations. It's what excites you. It's what, makes you smile, makes you laugh. Maybe it's your pets. Maybe it's just your pets over and over and over and over again. And it is personal to you and it is lovely for you and I am here for it. Keep drawing your pets. Keep drawing them. If you want to expand into other animals later, maybe animals you've never seen, animals local to your area, animals you love or don't understand. Maybe it's things that scare you. Maybe you want to do a sketchbook of nothing but like spiders and I don't know. I think a lot of people don't like snakes. I love snakes, but if you are somebody that doesn't like them, maybe start researching them. The rainbow snake, there's a stormtrooper snake. There's one that like looks like ice cream, and there's some that are absolutely stunning colors that are beautiful, that have a lot of personality. Your friends. Draw your friends. Draw the people in your life that bring you all the joy. Draw them. Create with them. Clothing. Clothing is something we have to have on ourselves, on our bodies. If that is something you enjoy purchasing, exploring, think about the different things of design that you like having in your life. So it could be furniture. It could be clothing. It could be household items. It could be, buildings, sheds, architecture, all these things. If it makes you take a second glance, consider illustrating it. And especially if you were on a budget and you don't want to buy a thing, just draw it. Draw the things you want to buy and don't have the money to buy. Maybe it's vacations. Maybe it's on location vacations to crazy resort hotels. And that's what you start drawing. Draw your dream spots, your dream vacations, make notes, have prices, whatever that accompanies it. It's putting something to the page, and then maybe you're illustrating your pets in there with you, or you and a friend, and putting some of that stuff to the page. Look at what you spend money on. So if you want to dig deep, go into your bank account, your bank statements. Some bank accounts like create little pie charts. This is what percentage you spend on money. This is what percentage you spend on fun things. And maybe it's just movies. You go to the show with your friends and redraw those movie posters. Redraw a scene. It can be very inspirational. I am just squiggling because I am in this mood, and this is where when your emotions feed in, this is the words coming out, this is the nose, this is the brain, these are all the emotions. Think about different styles. So if you want to sort of delve into art history and you want to look at things like cubism and abstract and impressionism, pop art, and start maybe incorporating some styles, some historic styles that were popular. Maybe you want to include some Art Nouveau elements, some Art Deco elements, and through that, through food, through your passion of collecting old vintage cameras, you start drawing, like you can make it as niche as you want. Don't know what to draw, look up and look at the things you buy. Look at what you have around your house. Look at the books on your bookshelf. So you can also think about the principles of art and design, form, shape, repetition, line. There are the elements of design, and you can create art out of those elements. You can look at different sort of photography ideas, rules of three, miracle hour, that's where the sun is starting to set or starting to rise, and start incorporating those into illustrations. Think about composition. Just think about really weird things you've never thought about before, and then figure out a way to incorporate that. Don't care for the season you are in. Start drawing the season you do love. Really love this album cover, but your favorite holiday is Halloween, and now you're going to make everything Halloween themed. I'm here for it. Do it. That is a great idea. Is it niche? Sure. None of this has to be posted online. None of this is for anybody else. All this is for you. It's for you and what you want in your life. So look at your house, look at your apartment, look in your drawers, look at the things you have, and figure out what it is that you enjoy that makes you smile. Do you have a keychain collection? Do you have some interesting vintage t-shirts? Look at those and figure out how you want to incorporate those into an illustration. Do you want to redesign stuff? Do you want to create your own t-shirts? You can upload and put your sketches and illustrations through Redbubble, Society6, Threadless. Oh gosh, there's so many. Cafe Press. You can do some of that. Think about what you want. Yes, it's February. Maybe you have gifts, ideas for your favorite person. Maybe you're your favorite person. You should always be your favorite person. All these things help you create, help you decide. Have a favorite fruit, have a favorite vegetable. Draw that. Drop that in. Put that in there somewhere. There are ways to incorporate the things you love. I'm going to grab, this is a Pilot Juice in turquoise blue. No, it's a 0.5. It's a light blue. I have it. I'm going to do some floral botanicals here and just keep going with this. But it's opening up to the world around you and the things you see. And maybe it's not even realizing that you have things you already enjoy that you've never drawn. So think about the colors of your walls. Maybe you cannot paint your walls, but if you could, it would be a very specific color. Think about that. Think about that color and how you incorporate that color into your art. My favorite color happens to be blue. You would never guess that by looking at this. I'm being cheeky. But incorporating these things, looking around you, look around at your neighborhood, your community, where you walk, where you drive, the fun places you like to go. Maybe you have favorite places, you know, you like to go to a certain park or the beach or camping or whatever, drawing that stuff. Drawing itemized things, drawing everything in your backpack for hiking or for school, drawing everything in your luggage when you go to visit a friend. It doesn't have to be, not everything has to be deep thoughts, and not everything has to be, you know, gallery ready. The other thing that I think you don't have to share it, it can be just for you. If the idea of doing little scribbles and putting them online is daunting and it doesn't appeal to you and you don't want to be judged that way, then don't be judged that way. You don't want anybody looking at your art. Nobody has to look at your art. It's for you. This is all for you. You're going through the supplies you already own and you are creating with stuff you already have. Now, if all of this is still too much, and it can be, and that's absolutely fine. If this is still too overwhelming, you don't know where to start, you don't feel that the things you want to draw are to your drawing level, and therefore it's just not an interest, grab coloring books. Adult coloring books are amazing, and grab some of the supplies you already own, and you can create with that. You can draw and you can experiment with shading, with highlights, with color combinations. There's so much you can do within an already pre-drawn outline that you don't even have to come up with subject matter if you don't want to. Nobody says you have to. That is not a thing you have to do. So going off of a coloring book that has something pre-laid out, you can then experiment with layering different supplies, see what layers well over another for mixed media effects. You can see if you like certain things. Some coloring books have thinner paper, so wet media could be hard. But if you find some really thin watercolor paper and you can scan and Xerox onto that, that might be a help. Like I said, you don't have to reinvent anything, there are a lot of resources out there. There are free coloring pages. Or it doesn't have to be anything tangible. You don't have to see anything in it. It doesn't have to be, I'm gonna grab some gold. This is the Uniball Signo. This is a high flow. I go through these like you wouldn't believe. It doesn't have to be anything. It can be doodles and swirls, and you can be just working on patterns. Patterns is having a great little reference sketchbook of different types and styles of patterns. I have pages in sketchbooks of different patterns and patterning just because I think it's so fascinating, and incorporating that later into different things. And I'm like, oh, which pattern should this tail be? And then I can flip to the sketchbook that has all the patterns and incorporate that. You can have sketchbooks like that. You can have sketchbooks just that have a word, your word of the day. Maybe your word of the day is breathe. And then you start drawing all the things that help you breathe. And I'm not just talking about like your nose and your face and your lungs, though you could get into anatomy. That's a lot of fun. It could be seeing your favorite person. It could be petting your dog or cat. That is something that could help you breathe. It could be sitting in silence in your favorite chair, curled up with a book. There are many things that help many of us with different stuff, and we can figure out ways to creatively corral that in our mind so we can put the medium to paper and incorporate that. And these are all ideas that you can flesh out, borrow, steal, whatever. I'm not coming up with things that don't already exist. I don't copyright anything. That's not how I roll. Art's for everyone. But you can literally just go through your shelves, your bins, your baskets. Maybe you want to, maybe you're really mad. Maybe you turned on the news and it made you angry, and you want to do a piece of art that's either protest art or a conversation that you want to have with a politician or something, and that can be a piece of art. It can just be an emotion, a conveyance of a feeling of the state of affairs. It can be as deep or as, not shallow, but as the depth you want it to be. Your art can be whatever depth you wish to convey and express. And if it's just for the sake of breathing or the joy of creating, there are ways to do that. There are ways to have that in your life. This is just a video of some ideas, some things. Get you out of your head. The sooner you put something to the page, the better you will feel. The better you will feel about your purchase of all the things you have. Maybe you're feeling guilty. You purchased something and you haven't used it in forever. Or you purchase something and it's just so precious you can't get it out and start using it. Well, just open up a page. Have a test page. See what different pens look like layered over each other. Try different colored pencils over watercolor once the watercolor is dry. Try some of this. See what you like. Compare some of the things you have. If you have duplicates of some colors. I happen to have indigo in 3 different watercolors, the Schminke, the Gansai Tambi, and I have a Daniel Smith, I think. I don't know, I have a tube. And they're all a little bit different. So maybe compare things that you have that look similar. This is my portrait for the day. This is my mood. Some weekends are so much busier than the weekdays. I can't even tell you. And the stress just, it's there. So I'm going to convey a little bit of the stress with the flowers and the joy and the chaos and the peace. This is my mood on the page. This is my portrait for the day. I hope some of these ideas helped. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful week. If you are stuck or you're in a rut, you can always email me, pencilandpigment@gmail.com. You can direct message me on Instagram. You can direct message me on Twitter. You can find me on Pinterest once in a while, and I will respond back, and we can have a conversation. Or you can leave a comment down below, and I will answer you. I hope your week is wonderful, and I will talk to you later. Bye.